show you my embarrassment or my pride. I'm not sure which it is. These are the books that I have out from the library. What? I know you're thinking this is ridiculous, and it is. But I'm going to explain why I have all of these books. So my library card allows me to check out 50 books. I can have 50 books out from the library. I just made my TBR video for middle grade March. So this stack right here, all of these books right here are middle grade books. And a lot of them are really short. And so some of them I may be able to read in one sitting. Some of them I may be able to read in a day. So I have, because it just wouldn't be me and the library if I wasn't overreaching with my goals. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11. So I have 11 middle grade books. So that's this stack right here. So let's show you just in case you don't watch the middle grade video. And I finished reading this already. So I have it. I was using my receipt from the library as my bookmark. So I just finished reading that today. So one book that I could return to the library, maybe not today, but like tomorrow. This is James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl. The Horse and His Boy from the Chronicles of Narnia series. Then Bridge to Terabithia by Catherine Patterson, which, so you know that I watch Jeopardy and I love Jeopardy, but I specifically love the literature questions that come on there. And this was the answer, this was the response to a question in Jeopardy a couple of nights ago. They're doing the high school reunion competition on Jeopardy right now. So kids who appeared as high school contestants, they are back a few years later to compete again. And so that was one of the questions that was asked of them. Bridge to Terabithia, Catherine Patterson, which I hadn't read, so I was like, need to read that. And then this comes up on a lot of lists. Number the Stars by Loy Laurie. And then a few books that I saw at the library that I wanted to pick up. Because, you know, I'm Caribbean literature queen, Caribathon host with Hurricane Child by Kason Callender, who's a Caribbean author from the U.S. Virgin Islands. So I saw that at the library. I had to pick it up. Then this one is by a female author, and it is Women's History Month. So why not pick up all the books that I can find by women authors? So that's the second book in the Laura Ingalls Wilder Little House on the Prairie series. This is the one that's set in New York, farmer boy about her father's childhood. Another book by Roald Dahl, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Ghosts by Jason Reynolds, Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and Like Vanessa by Tammy Charles. So yeah, those are the 11 books that I got for middle grade March. So like, you see, I feel like I could read those books with no problem. And so that's why I keep going. So then, you know, I am reading books to judge the BookTube prize. We're in the octofinals round. And so I requested all the books that had been assigned, and they all came in from the library at the same time. So I have all the 6 books out. So these are the 6 books that I'm reading to judge the BookTube prize. Manifesto by Bernadine Evaristo, Stay True, In Love, Dinners with Ruth, Solito, and Buster Keaton, A Filmmaker's Life. So these are 6 books for the BookTube prize. And so, like, just there you could see that's 17 books. So this one I have out because my husband is reading it. This is One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. And another book that my husband came home and said he was talking about with his coworker. He was talking with his coworker, and his coworker recommended him this book. So I requested it from the library, and it came in like in a couple of days. So I brought it home. I think my husband wants to read this book when he's finished with this book. It's just that right now he doesn't have a lot of time to read. He's working, he's a teacher, and he has stuff to grade. He has progress reports coming up. So he's grading and getting things ready for his students every night. So he's not reading a lot. But these 2 books I have out because my husband wants to read them. He has been reading this. I don't know where he is in this. We've had it for a while. Actually, I had to return it to the library when I couldn't renew it anymore. and request another copy. So this is actually not the copy that he started reading. And then Drunk by Edward Slingerland, How We Sipped, Danced, and Stumbled Our Way to Civilization. Like, sounds like a book that I would want to read. It's science history. I have other things, I guess, is what I'm saying. So these two books are because of my husband. And then a few weeks ago we went to see our in-laws, well, my in-laws, my husband's sister and her family. And her husband is a big reader. He reads a lot of crime fiction, lawyer and detective kind of books. So we were chatting about Michael Connelly books, and so I told him that I'm going to start reading that series as well. So Harry Bosch is the main character in this series, and The Black Echo is the first in the Bosch novel series. So I requested this from the library. Another book that I got because of a conversation with my in-laws, Stephen King's Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption. So The Shawshank Redemption is my husband's favorite movie. I saw it at least once before I met my husband, and then since we've been together, we've watched it a couple of times. Like, it's been on TV when we're just like browsing the TV, and we saw parts of it. And I didn't know that it was based on a Stephen King book. And so recently I was telling, I think the same conversation I was having with my brother-in-law, and I was saying, I have never read a Stephen King book in its entirety, because I remember when I was much younger, maybe a teenager, I started reading a Stephen King book, and it was scary, and it petrified me. Like, you should know, I get scared easily. So those two books, along with this one, Elevation by Stephen King, based on conversations that I've had with my in-laws recently. Because, like, you know, guys, I am always up for bookish conversations. So if you tell me about a book, I want to read it. I want to check it out. I want to do something. And the easiest way for me to do that is to request them from the library. So those three books are because of conversations with my brother-in-law. And then, so sometime in the past, I'm going to say last year or the year before. No, it was sometime in the past, before I had my daughter, I requested some downloads from NetGalley. And they sent them to me, and I was supposed to read these books and give feedback before the books were published. And so, classic Karen move, I requested more books than I could read at the time, and so some of them I didn't read, and a couple of them that I did read, I didn't submit my feedback in a way that it got it off my account. So I have some books that are still just like lingering on my NetGalley account, where I need to provide feedback on the books. And because it's been so long that the books have been published, and published in paperback and published in mass market paperback, like, you know how long it's been. So some of them I've already read, like this one, Days of Awe by A.M. Holmes. I know I read, and I think I wrote a review, I just can't find it. So I'm just going to have to review the book. Scan the book to write a review, like, you know what I mean. I'm going to go back through the book. I may read it cover to cover, I may not. It's a short story collection. But this book and a couple other titles, The Perfect Girlfriend, Miracle Creek, and The Perfect Date, all of these are because of NetGalley. I need to reread those, read or reread those so I can write reviews. And then books that I took out for Black History Month that I just didn't get to include James Baldwin's, I'm currently reading this. I'm not done. I'm at page 91, and so I'm about a third of the way in. So currently reading this, and other books that I took out for Black History Month: If I Survive You by Jonathan S. Scoffrey. A couple more: Razorblade Tears, S.A. Cosby, didn't get to this. A Taste of Honey by Jabari Asim. Then this one, Veronique Tadjo's In the Company of Men, which is about the Ebola crisis. So I found this one at the library and wanted to add it to my Black History Month reading, although I think I picked it up on like the last day of February. So these are books for my Black History Month reading, which doesn't end in February. So I'm going to try to keep those until I'm done. And then I still have a couple of challenges that I am giving myself because, I'm doing reading challenges all year long. So these are two books that I still have because of reading challenges. So here's one, Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut, Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold, and Killers of the Flower Moon by David Grand. These two I think I'll most probably read because they're part of the challenge. This one I have already replaced with another book that I have read, so I don't technically need to read this, but I still want to read Slaughterhouse 5. It's still on my TBR for the year. And then this has been on my TBR. Like, I've had this out, returned it, requested it again. If I don't read this in March, I'm gonna give up. Like, it's a book that I want to read. It's a book that's on my TBR for the entire year. I've put it on my TBR every month since like October, and I don't know why. I just can't finish the book. So I'm giving myself until the end of March. If I don't finish it by March, I'm gonna just return it and cross it off my list, because then it means I'm not as interested as I say I am, right? So yeah. Another book that I am still currently reading is Diasporican by Ileana Maisonnet. This was a Run Right Reads book club pick for February, and it's memoir / cookbook, and I'm reading it, but I'm not finished, so I still have that, and I need to finish it. I think it's due today or tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to try to finish that by tomorrow so I can return it to the library. So other books that are they're just here. Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki. Vernitra told me when I was reading The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning, she told me that her co-worker at the library, a librarian recommends, a co-worker of hers said that they liked The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning and also recommended this book. So I said I'd pick it up to see what this one had to say. I haven't gotten to it yet. And then this one, I can't remember why I picked it, but I requested it, and so it's here. I'm going to see if I can get to it at some point. Sound by Allegra Goodman. And this one I know is for my list of books that I'm trying to read from Brida's 1001 Books. And I was supposed to read that last month, didn't get to it. This was the Booker Prize winner last year. I think I'm going to return this one today because I don't think I'm going to get to it anytime soon, and I could start returning books. This is an option for me to read a book with a prime number in the title. I may get to this if I come back and do the bonus round of the challenge that I'm doing on Facebook, but we're still a ways away from that. And then these are just some shorter books that I picked up. These are just some shorter books that I picked up when I was at the library one day. The Tamarind Tree by Sundara Ramaswamy, Indian author. Balzac and the Little Chinese Seamstress by Dai Siji. I've seen this on a lot of book lists. And Lucy, Jamaica Kincaid's Lucy. I've read some things by Jamaica Kincaid, haven't read this one, and it does come up on a lot of lists. And you know, Jamaica Kincaid is a Caribbean author, so at some point would like to read that. And then I've read two books from this author. Loved the first, felt a little so-so about the second. So I want to read her third book to see how I feel about her writing going forward. So this is The Younger Wife, Sally Hepworth. So I almost forgot this stack. So this one, which is Trailer Park by Russell Banks, this is fiction. I think these are interlinked short stories. And Columbus had given us 3 options for when we were going to be doing our buddy read of Winesburg, Ohio. Before we chose the title that we're going to read, we had these options. And so I requested all 3 of them from the library, and they all came in. We ended up reading Winesburg, Ohio, but I also got A Taste of Honey by Jabari Asim and Trailer Park by Russell Banks. And so I still want to read A Taste of Honey, also it's shorter, but I think I'm going to return Trailer Park by Russell Banks. So I'm going to put that aside because I don't think I'm going to read that anytime soon. And then these 3 are books that I want to read. Lessons in Chemistry. I know Heidi just read it and did a reading vlog. I love books that have science in the title and they have some science in the plot without them being sci-fi books. So this is a highly anticipated book for me. I don't know when I'm going to get the chance to read it, but I picked it up from the library just in case. Just in case I find myself with a spare 6 weeks or so. And then this is The Bookwoman of Troublesome Creek and The Bookwoman's Daughter by Kim Michelle Richardson. I don't remember which book is the first, which one is the second, but I got them both from the library because I want to read them. I want to explore more of that story of the pack horse librarians in the Appalachian Mountains. I read a book by Jojo Moyes a couple of years ago, The Giver of Stars, which talks about that. And I think these books also deal with that same topic, but this author is from Kentucky. So want to read that, want to read these, and so I got them from the library. Like, I want to read all these books, I don't know when I'm going to get time, but that's why all these books are here. And so yeah, those are all the books that I have out from the library. I think there are 49 titles because I had 50 yesterday and I returned 6 and took out 5 more. So let me know what you do. I know you don't have 49 books checked out from the library. I know you don't. I know this is an anomaly, but I'm going to work on it. And so, see, from this stack, I have 1 finished. I have 2 more in progress, and 1 that I'm going to just return, or 2. So by the end of the week, this stack may be down to like 45. Let me know in the comments down below what you have checked out from the library. Numbers, guys, give me numbers. If there's anyone out here who has more than 50 books checked out from the library, then you win. So let's chat in the comments, and until we come back for another video, happy reading. Bye.